Hey guys, what's up? So today I wanted to make a video on how to improve Tekken 8 drastically because as we saw a lot of those changes in Season 2, which I will get into, so far it's looking pretty bad. Started off good like a week ago when we saw the original changes they're trying to do, and now it's going pretty awful. But yeah, so basically this entire video is just going to be about how I believe Tekken 8 could be fixed. And right away, I will say I will use some things from Tekken 7 as examples, but I do not think that Tekken 8 should be like Tekken 7. Why? Because Tekken 8 isn't Tekken 7. If I say something idiotic like remove heat, that'll just be really retarded because Tekken 8 actually revolves around heat, right? Obviously. So they're never removing it. It's just an idiotic suggestion. You cannot like heat, but to say that to fix Tekken 8 they'd have to remove it is a really stupid opinion, and that's just how I feel. So the worst way to fix Tekken 8 would be to make it Tekken 7 again. There is fixes that could stem from Tekken 7, but to actually make it Tekken 7 again, no. Don't remove heat, fix heat. That's how I feel. Yeah, put that shit as my senior quote. 2 months from now, I'll show you guys that. Don't remove heat, fix heat. Alright, so quick note. I'm not going to be talking about a few things in this video in specific, and here's why. For one, the Tekken shop. While I believe, and I understand why, how I should start actually. I understand why some people don't like the Tekken shop. Realistically, it's probably the least offensive thing. Genuinely, if I'm trying to play the game, I'm not too, focused on what the hell my character is wearing that much. I mean, yes, I like it, but the biggest problems are the gameplay itself. There's no reason for me to complain about the Tekken shop before I complain about anything gameplay wise. And I'm not sure how anybody could disagree on that, but I have seen that. Complain about gameplay first, then complain about Tekken shop once everything is fixed up. That's how I see it. And two, balancing. I'm not going to speak on, for example, Dragunov Sneak 4 into Dragunov's wall combo into his heat combos, etc. I don't want to talk, like, I'll talk about balancing here and there, but I'm not talking strictly every single character's moves that should be. If I talk about a character's moves, it'll be 1 to 2 at max, and I'm going to try to focus from the bigger picture, the entire game's design, and how to balance that instead of every single character, because there's a lot of stuff to get into each character, especially since no character is really all that weak in this game compared to, for example, Gigas in 7. Even Devil Jin, who's pretty bad in that game, I don't think is as bad as some of the bottom tiers in this game. But yeah, let's get into the video now. So to start off, something I think that we can all agree on is the massive problems with cheating. I'm not even going to speak on this one too much, which is why I'm putting at the very start. Cheating needs to go, obviously. We need an anti-cheat, etc. Alright, so my video's audio ended up getting completely destroyed. I'm not sure what's happening with my mic rewatching this video. At times it's kind of annoying, but it's fine enough to post. But this clip completely got screwed up, so I'm just going to talk over it. So basically, um, I think the Tekken Fight Launch has a lot of potential, and it's being completely wasted with some of these things. I mean, what we could do, for example, is have the old arcade machines. That would be cool. I mean, like say Tekken 1 to 3. I understand that they don't really want to do say Tekken 5 because then that, especially with netcode, because then people actually might go play that and they're afraid of that and stuff. But I think that Tekken 1 through 3 is definitely doable. At least one of those games, even if it's the very first game, it would be just a little nice thing. Even if you don't go there often, just to at least play. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, another thing is the little holograms. Those are completely useless and nobody uses those. Um, Genuinely, that's got to be the most boring thing in this game. It's so inoffensively bad, but it's just like, why? Why is it in the game? Um, I even used it in this clip because it's just I don't care. I don't know why they're limited because they shouldn't be limited because bro, you're throwing out some fireworks or a logo, but whatever. The only reason to really come to the fight lounge as of right now is to collect whatever character icons or whatever is in the thing, or whenever they have customization items, and that's about it. There's no other reason to come to the fight lounge. I wish there was a tournament mode, like maybe on the big screen over there, you could actually see the tournament. You know what I mean? That would be pretty cool. I think that'd be great. I would love that at least. Uh, but you know, it's tournament mode. Got removed apparently for not being played enough. But I don't know. Every time I would play, it seemed pretty decent size. But I don't know. I think it's a really easy thing to implement, especially since it was already in Tekken 7. I think that it would be pretty good to implement because player matches, in all honesty, aren't that fun in my opinion. Especially because half the time you're either in a lobby where everybody's split out A, B, C, D, E, etc. So nobody is really like fighting together, or you have like you fight the same guys, or you have an even bigger problem. It's about like 10 dudes all in just stacked up in A, for example, and it's so boring if you join in at the bottom. Like it's like I don't even want to play this. So I think that there's definitely some easy fixes that could be done, but we'll have to see if they'll ever implement tournament mode. Then I guess, and yeah. All right, now we're gonna actually start getting into some serious changes, and that's the season two changes. The season two changes were starting off promising a few days ago, and then the Tekken Talk Live, sorry, actually came out, and that really hurt my hopes for the future. Uh, what is the changes I am talking about? Well, we're gonna go through a lot of them, and the biggest offender to me personally is actually throw breaks. Throw breaks should work like this, the way you see it on screen. Nobody takes chip damage. Everything is a neutral, and etc. Well, some grabs, you see that aren't neutral. Sometimes the person grabbing will be minus, etc. But I don't think that's too bad. What I think is bad is how you take chip damage for breaking grabs. I think it might be heat only, but you still should never take damage for breaking a grab because I hope I don't actually have to explain why. I mean, that's kind of crazy, but I guess since this video is about explaining, because you successfully broke the grab. That's the simplest way to possibly put it, and I hope nobody actually says this is a good change that they did. This is a really bad change. What they could do, which I don't want either, but would be better, is the other party actually gets chip damage. So say like 2 chip damage if you did a grab and it got broken. All right. So now we're gonna talk about the key charge change and what I think about it. Um, what do I think about the key charge change? I think it was completely pointless, but I will say some people are being kind of hypocritical, complaining about it. When let's be honest, if you're not a whoring main, maybe a Lee main and an Asuka main, maybe, then you probably weren't using it. Not to say every single one of you guys are liars, but a majority of you guys were not using this other than, oh look, I just beat you, you suck. But I do think I don't like this change because they basically just nerfed every single character and some people's setups, especially whoring players, but they nerfed everybody's setups for anybody who actually uses over one character, which is whoring. And why is that? Uh, in your heat, you get access to down back 4 counter hit, which looks like this. I don't play whoring, so this combo isn't even that great. But I just did 92 damage without even really knowing what the buttons are. A majority of that was 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4. The simple whoring stuff. But the reason that this is such a big problem is they traded out counter hits for 150% damage, so you get more damage. So only Pauls are going to be using this now for their Death Fist, and they did it because of this move, like I had just said. But why was this so strong? It's just because of heat. Oh, sorry. Heat, counter, and I pressed it twice. I didn't know what for, but whatever. Yeah, so they nerfed every single character because of this. And let me show you, for example, another character who they nerfed. Whoring is going to be strong if they don't change that move in general. So they could have just nerfed the move. The key charge nerf was over that, and it was over that move basically, and I can almost guarantee it. And it was because of the force 50-50s that they complained about. But the force 50-50s they complained about doesn't really matter when you're nerfing the riskiest 50-50 in the game and not any other 50-50, and you're actually kind of buffing the other 50-50s. So, um, another good character with this was actually Lee. Why is that? It's because Lee had this move right here, down 4, 3, 2, 3. This was a good move. Say I got you on a wall. Let's move that. Sorry, I haven't played Lee in a bit. All right, key charge, and then 3, 2, 3. Or I could just, you know, back 3. Or which I know is a pretty good one, down 4, 4, 4, right there. So they ended up nerfing Lee quite a decent bit for anybody who actually does key charge setups with him, because of one character that they could have nerfed individually. Just make the flat B kicks not a thing, or nerf the damage drastically. No, they had to go and nerf every single character setups, especially characters like Lee, and that's a little bit unfortunate. All right, so something I think is ridiculous that they changed is how this right here isn't actually recognized as a house sweep, or sorry, as a heat smash anymore. It gets used up only like halfway. I don't know what makes them think that this is gonna make the game more defensive, like they were trying to say, but that shit is a horrible idea. Like now it's -17. It probably will not be -17 in a little bit. Uh, there's not even much to talk about here because it's just such a blasphemous, take or not take, change. That I actually don't even know how I made it past the drawing board. It is awful. But yeah, I mean, what can I say about this horrendous? There you go, horrendous, whatever you'd want to call it after that shit. So in Heat now, he actually has tracking moves. Sorry. Okay, I'm just dropping all this stuff. I haven't played King in a while, so I'm misinputting his giant swing. Alright, there. Now I'm getting it. Here, I'll show up with his Shining Wizard. You see that? That's actually going to be tracking and Heat from now on, which is maybe the worst change actually so far next to the grab change, only because nobody wanted this, and actually we got this removed from the game. We asked them to remove it a long time ago, so I'm actually reverting it for King's Heat, buffing an A tier, almost S tier character into 100% S tier. King will probably be top 3, but I don't want to speak because we haven't seen the patch notes just yet. But King will probably be top 3. And I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but really quickly, let me just say, for example, these moves now while being charged up now is insane. I forgot how to run. Oh, there. That's going to knock down once charged up and such. So expect King, everybody's least favorite character, except mine, I like King, to completely dominate. And everybody will start tweaking out. I'm going to say I'm not going to talk about June's Heat because it's just a whole bunch of more Force 50-50 plus frame stuff, and she was already a strong character as well. I wanted to talk about King because I actually play King and I care about King. And Zafina too, a massive amount of chip damage after they said they were going to nerf chip damage. So it's ironic, but whatever. It's just making the game more offensive when they said they want to make it defensive. Defensive, and this is coming from an offensive player. I'm not too defensive, but I can guarantee you some people want to actually play the game defensive, and they're making it harder to do that. But how do I feel about the foreground change? I think that's good, being able to sidestep from you know a crouch sidestep to the foreground. Since you can already do that, just by pressing up. Um, what else do I think about the season 2 changes? Devil Jin, his heat is going to be really strong now because he gets a strong hell sweep for like a fifth of his bar. If Kazi gets a whole bunch of his bar removed, then I see absolutely no reason as to why Devil Jin shouldn't. And that's about it. Devil Jin's heat might be too strong, And now Nerf Devil Jin will be real, but I don't know. We haven't seen it yet. I can't say. Um, yeah, that's about it though. It's either he's gonna be too strong or nobody's really gonna. It's not gonna be too serious. Here I am after or fighting versus Youngling to explain to you the most important aspect of the game. Whether you agree or not, it's just the truth, which is heat. Heat is the most important part of this game because it's what the game is built on. It's extremely fragile, and what I mean by that is you can't make it too weak because it's the core of the game. If you make it too weak, then absolutely nobody will want to use it. It'll just be hurting you. But if you make it too strong in the way it's going to be now, and the way it already is, kind of, I would say it is already really strong. But if they continue, they're going to make it worse. It's it's a really risky thing, but you don't want to make it too strong or too weak. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So, why is heat so strong? For one, look at this heat smash. Sorry, here, let me put a sidestep to block all. Look at this heat smash. Plus 10. Almost every single heat smash is plus except for the lows. But you don't really care about the low ones because a majority of the times you're going to hit anyways. If they don't hit, you're minus, but some of them are minus 12, like Paul, which I'll get into in a second. And what heat can do during heat state, I'm going to show off with the strongest heat character. Sorry. Alright, and here, let me do it actually while he's blocking everything. All that chip damage, and I'm still plus 22. Zero risk involved in that. You're going to just sit there because you don't want to die to me. You don't want to just take all those hits. And, yeah, Kuma's heat is extremely strong, as everybody knows, and I keep dropping that, but whatever, I don't care. How exactly are we supposed to fix this? Don't make a heat smash plus a billion. This is one of the ones that is actually less, I'm pretty sure. But it doesn't really matter because look at that plus 5. It should be, I will say, people who say it should be, I've seen some people say heat smash should be minus 15. That is ridiculous. It should not be minus 15. It should be like, I still believe it should be plus. You weren't throwing out rage arts and fucking minus a trillion, were you? Or rage drives, I meant. So, I believe you should be plus, but I'd say, for example, plus 2. Yeah, there's a lot of knockback. Maybe either take out the range or do something. Make it like this. I think that heat bursts are great. Plus 2 on hit. And plus 1 on block. I don't know if anybody really has a problem with it. I've seen some people complain about it. I seriously think that these heat bursts are great. I don't find them broken. They're easy to deal with, just dick jab. If you're scared that they're really just going to throw a fast high, like they're going to throw a jab. If they dick jab, I mean, fucking, who knows? I mean, you don't really see this into this. I mean, shit just whiffs a lot. But, so how do I change it? I would make it actually plus 2 to maybe 3. I don't want to say anything more than that because if you make it more, it might be too much. But start out even a little bit, just lowering it a bit would help drastically. And the problem is you have some characters such as Jin. And why is it a problem? Alright, so my video ended up getting cut out when I was talking about why is it such a problem. Basically, I was noting about how the heat smash is plus 3 right here. Let me show it. Plus 3 with the guaranteed mix-up after. The mix-ups are the problem. If it was just plus 3, that would be fine to me. But you're getting a guaranteed mix-up. But here, it's plus 9, but at the wall it's actually plus 21. And no mix-up, but plus 21 is your mix-up. You have time to do whatever you want. And here's the problem right now. Here, let me cut it out and switch to the next clip. How far the wall is. That was actually extremely close. Some Jin down players are gonna come to this video and tell me that I'm fucking stupid. Look at that. It doesn't actually reach to the back of the stage. But look at that. That reaches to the back of the stage, basically. I mean, it goes half screen. and you get minimum half health combo. Minimum. You might be able to stretch it out slightly more. I'm just not too good with Jin, so I don't really know. But yeah, his heat smash is extremely strong. Every character's heat smash is strong except for some of the low ones, like Lee's. His is pretty bad. Um, and yeah, I'd say maybe he's the only bad one, but there might be some other characters that are also pretty minus on their low heat smashes. Uh, Here to show off another problem, like how I mentioned earlier that they lead into stance. The biggest offender is actually my favorite female character in the game. They show you things so incredibly strong, and I'll explain why right now. It's simple. Watch this. All right, seems simple. It's another mix-up after the heat smash. Plus 18 though. This time I'm plus 18, and I hit it with a plus 5 mid heat engager, or I have a minus 13 low off that stance right here. Which, if I wait long enough, combos. So you have an incredibly, maybe the best heat mix-up. But watch this. What about it? What if I do this? On hit, I get a mix-up, and say I do that, half your health, or if I really want to, and if I do hit you with this, how about if I do this? Oh, sorry. If I really want to, say I charge it up and you guess wrong, you die. I don't even know if this is optimal combo with her, but it doesn't really matter. Look at your health bar from this. So what do I think? For one, how to fix heat smashes. For one, and easiest of all, I whiffed the first hit and my character is still going. Get rid of that. Right there. Plus 9 and or plus 5 if I stay forward. Get rid of that. Secondly, what do I think? One, they should be 100% linear. Some of them you can sidestep a bit easier, others you can't. Every single one of them should be extremely linear. And the most important to me, at least, I think, is not having a guaranteed mix-up before or after. If I hit it, then I should just hit that right there. Oh, not even in heat. I should just hit that, like the way this is right here. I shouldn't go hit this and continue. The hypno, I should not go into hypno on block or after block. I think that is insane. So yeah, I think that those three things are really important. Um, on whiff, you're done. You're dead. On sidestep, you're dead. And no continuing after you hit one or after you get blocked. Because you didn't do anything to actually earn it. All you did, you get a guaranteed 50-50 for screwing up your 50-50. Or in some cases, like my characters, uh, you get rewarded for taking out a third of your opponent's health. So, yeah, that's great. Alright, chip damage is next, and I mean, just look at this. This is crazy. Um, I'm only minus 2 after this, by the way. I just took out a third of your health with chip damage. Of just chip damage. And I'm at no risk by doing so. That's why I chose Nina. And there's some other characters like Kuma who can also do the same. And how do I fix this? Just about annihilate all that chip damage. Just I'm not gonna say remove it because it's already in the game. It's not gonna get removed. But take out like 75% of that chip damage. Like this right here should be how much you take for all of that. This should be halved into what it is without heat. That's how I see it. Chip damage should be very little because not just because it was never a mechanic before, but just because it just should never do this much. It never should have done this much. Thing I want to talk about that's not heat is sidestepping. Sidestepping in this game is better than Tekken 7's. The problem, the big issue is that it doesn't matter because a lot of moves are homing in this game. Like there's a lot of homing moves. So yes, the sidestep is better, but you don't actually realize it because of how much everything tracks. So how do I say fix this? For one, make the sidestep feel like in 5, where you glide on your screen, you fly. It feels like it's really strong. There are homing moves, but it's the few moves here and there. It's not half your move set. So that would be great. Secondly, make moves not track, such as this. All right, so this is what I want to show it off with. A +6 move, but I'm getting hit. Sometimes, oh, sorry. From farther range, it seems like I may be able to escape it. No, his god level fucking shoe over here is gonna hit me every time. There it is. It's a bit easier like that, but it's really inconsistent. I can't even sidestep to the right. That's honestly basically all I have to really say for sidestepping. Fix moves homing. Have just a few moves on each character that is homing. Everything else is linear or sidesteppable to one specific side, and that should fix it. You don't have to make it Tekken 5 feeling like I'm gliding, kind of sidestepping. That's just a simple fix. It's not everything will be homing, and you'll feel like you're gliding again. Just like right now, the sidestep is a lot better than Seven's. It's just the homing stuff. So yeah, easy fix. Um, I want to talk about installs and how I feel about them. I actually don't think that installs are a bad idea. In theory, I think that they're pretty good. Every character has their own thing that makes them unique. An install done right is Heihachi, I think. Like, I don't know if that's controversial, but Heihachi has a great install. He's pretty mid and low tier until he hits his install. Then he's god tier, but you have that one chance and that's it. Leroy, he has his little stick. One round, you either are -7 after trying to launch them, or you're -14 with a really fast Hell Sweep launcher, which doesn't even do that much damage. It is about 50s to 60, unless you're crazy, doing some crazy stuff. But, so, I think that it actually can work. I think that installs themselves are a good idea. Look at Eddie. His install is shit. I don't even remember what his install is. The actual buttons. Let me see here. Um, but his install I remember was really bad. I barely even used it. Um, so where is? All right, so I just can't find it anywhere, I guess. Anyways, yeah. So some installs done wrong, though. I'd say is Brian's a little bit. I really like his stuff, but it does feel a little bit too strong. But if they were to make every single install unique in some way, then I would really like it. I like Eddie's install a lot. I like Heihachi's install a lot, and I like Leroy's a lot in the way that they work. Whether I like them in gameplay or not, I don't care, as long as I like the way that they actually, function and that they don't break the game as much as some people would try to tell you. All right, now, so I'm gonna talk about defensive things that we can do to increase the defense besides just sidestepping and such. And this might sound crazy, but you know what I actually want to return? The more I've been playing this game, this right here. I think that you should be able to get a combo off this. And why? With the way that Oki is working right now in Tekken 8, it's extremely powerful. Um, Once you get up, you're gonna get probably locked. For example, if I sneak for you with Dragonov, I'm gonna be +7 again once you got up. Um, and if you don't get up, I'll still hit you grounded. Well, until season 2 actually, so kind of a bad example, but you understand. Um, so why not a move like this with Risk? It's -12. So what do I recommend? Make it maybe maybe -14 or something like that. So more moves can punish it. Maybe you'll get a heat engager. I don't know, but I think that this low should actually return this low launcher. Um, I don't know how controversial that is though, to be honest. I haven't seen anybody say they missed this. All right, this one might be a bit of a controversial one, but I think a lot of characters having their magic fours, or getting something like a magic four if they don't have one, could actually also make it a bit more defensive. Because it was a little bit scary sometimes walking up to a Brian or a Lee right up in his face, and bam, well, my key charge ran out, and get a whole combo for it. You know, maybe they wouldn't have to make them this strong because I mean they were pretty strong in this game, but it could work. Lee has it, and his isn't too strong. It's really not that strong actually. Uh, or no, it's pretty strong, but it's not a god button. So I think that they could implement it, and it could work. Um, but this one is more of a maybe, and I'm kind of curious to see what people would think about this one in specific. So if anybody could say that, that'd be in the comments. That would be nice. So, um, what is wrong? What is a really big problem that everybody's complaining about? It's the plus frames. There's too many of them. I mentioned in the Heat Smash, but why is this 13 frame counter hitting launcher? Or, well, yeah, it is a counter hit launcher. Why is it +5? It's a high, but I could just mix it up with this if you really keep ducking it. I mean, not into that. Look how much health that is. Third of your health gone. So, um, there's too many plus frames. There's too many safe moves. Like this is a heat engager now, and gives you a combo. But it used to be or not launch punishable, but it used to be punishable. I'm pretty sure in Tekken 7. And Snake Eyes as well. Extremely strong install. That's -10. So why don't I just there -3? It's okay. You don't want to press. All right then. I'll just be -3. Um, I'm not sure exactly what their thing is because I don't know if this makes sense to anybody else, but the way I see it, they want to make it so the game is extremely aggressive, right? But if because they want to see one guy completely murdering the other guy and then the other guy coming back. But if there's too many plus frames, like if I'm just doing this over and over, and then whatever, and I continue with it, then the other guy never gets a turn. So it's more so like watching a dummy in practice mode, if that makes sense. Um, I think that this is a big change, a big fix that they have to do. This one might be a little bit more difficult going through every single character's move list, toning everybody up or down, but I do believe it's 100% possible, and it needs to be done on in all honesty if they want to make the game more defensive like they said, and less going from here, let me do this, from that into this, just because I can, guaranteed. It's easy fixes. Let's see if they care though, right? Probably not. Need to buff backdash is just a little bit on some characters. Backdash is a little bit nerfed and sidestep is a little bit buffed, but like I said, you don't really feel the sidestep one too much. And the backdash, you don't feel it too much. I think if it had Tekken 7's backdash, Tekken 8's sidestep with not as much tracking, the movement would feel a lot better. This is a quick fix, I think, as well, but maybe I'm asking for too much. This goes with the Magic Four that I stated from earlier, but I think that they need to just buff counter hits. I don't know how crazy that is. Nerf some counter hits, such as King's Down forward 2-1 and such. But overall, I think counter hits kind of need a buff. I mean, counter hits in 7 felt a lot stronger than it does in 8. And like I said, this isn't 7, and we shouldn't, make it seem just like 7. But it's not just a strictly 7 thing. Counter hits felt stronger in general before. And now you have some really, really stupid counter hit moves. But then you have a whole bunch that just don't feel like they're actually all that good. Especially since technically counter hits should work pretty good in this game. Everybody's rushing you down. You should be able to hit quick counter hits, but it doesn't really feel like that. I mean, some characters I'd say maybe get it easier, like Brian and Steve and King. But overall, I think that it needs a little bit of a buff. But I don't know how you know bad this take might be. This is something that doesn't necessarily make a game worse or bad depending, or sorry, worse or better depending who you ask. But I will say some characters being a lot easier to use than in their previous games. For example, Jin or Law, and even Brian. To be honest, I mean, yes, you still have taunt setups. Well, I'm not gonna hit it. No way. But you know, there's still taunt setups. But do you necessarily? You don't really need them. I mean, you never technically did, but they were really good. Now, I just have so many strong buttons. I don't have to rely on anything really. It kind of dumbs down a lot of characters, and a big problem is the too many characters are getting stances, uh, and that actually kind of makes me not want to play them too much. In all honesty, most stance characters I enjoy less than non-stance characters. And I'm really glad actually that Brian doesn't really have a stance because of that. He gets some new stuff from Snake Eyes, but it's not a stance, so I like it. It's fun for me more. I get to learn my character better, and I actually want to learn that character. All right. To quickly end this video, what do I want to say? Every single character here needs nerfs in one way or another. Even Eddie, who sucks, and his nerf is coming real soon for that high heat engager, Power Crush. But who do I think needs nerfs or stay? Nerf, stay, stay, nerf, nerf, stay, nerf, 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 nerf. Or actually stay. Nerf, nerf. Right in between both of them. Nerf, nerf, stay, nerf, stay, stay, stay. Uh, stay, nerf, uh, small nerfs. Maybe small nerfs to Death Fist. Maybe. Nerf, or sorry, stay, stay, nerf, nerf a little bit. Steve Downplayer is gonna kill me, but he's really not that weak. Nerf, nerf. Best character in the game, nerf. Stay, stay. I I don't really like her heaven and earth stance much, but stay, stay. I love Heihachi's balancing. Genuinely, he's good for one round, and also nerf. I think that these characters all have some bullshit to them, and they all need nerfs. But a majority of them need some big nerfs, and some of them need some small nerfs. And then others just either small, very small buffs, or just stay. Like Eddie might need a small buff because he sucks as much as people don't like fighting him. Alright, guys. So yeah, that's it. Just put in the comments if you guys agree with me. I'm sorry that sometimes I get lost in my words. I can't really script. I mean, I guess I could try, but every time I try to script videos, it's just so much harder for me to actually come up with what to say than when I'm just speaking my mind. So, hopefully this video doesn't get too annoying for some people. And if it does, well, I apologize. Yeah, so thanks for watching and have a good rest of your days.